A flea is something that you want to destroy immediately, no talking. And it's logical, but here's the strange truth. Fleas are not just pests. This is a pressure mechanism in nature. They change the behavior of animals. They carry germs, and they even feed an entire shadow ecosystem in burrows and nests. I'll spread it out now. 10 functions and one effect that almost everyone misses. Fleas are insects with complete transformation, egg to larva, to pupa to adult. Adults usually feed on blood, but the larvae are not, and that's the key to their role. Larvae live in litter, in burrows, in nests, in carpets, anywhere where there is organic matter, and they often eat what the adult fleas have left. Go. 10 functions of fleas in nature, with detailed analysis. 1. Parasitic pressure on the hosts. Fleas consume resources, blood, time, sleep. But most importantly, they trigger protective reactions, itching, stress, immune response, and especially grooming, combing/licking. It makes the owners more careful. Sometimes it's weaker, sometimes they are more nervous. And this is a real factor of survival in the wild. 2. An incentive for cleaning and sanitary behavior in animals. Grooming is not just a habit. Experiments show that when infected with fleas, animals increase grooming, and it really reduces the number of fleas. That is, fleas are one of the engines of behavior. An animal spends time cleaning, and this changes its routine and energy. 3. Regulators of contacts in the population. When there are many parasites, close contact becomes more expensive. Meetings, joint burrows, crowding. This affects the group structure, who sleeps with whom, where the beds are, and how often shelters are changed. Not morally, but biologically, fewer parasites are more profitable. 4. Hidden switches of population dynamics through health and survival. In some animals, severe infections cause significant costs, increased energy consumption, changes in behavior, and sometimes weight loss. This does not mean that fleas rule the world, but they can be one of the factors that helps nature not turn into everything grows endlessly. 5. Vectors and carriers of pathogens are part of natural epidemiological cycles. This is an unpleasant but important function. Fleas can carry infectious agents. Classic. The rat flea, Xenocilla chiapes, is the main vector of plague, Yersinia pestis, and the cat flea may be associated with Bartonella henselae and Rickettsia felis. In nature, it works like a network. The host is a flea microbe, and this affects the stability of populations. 6. Flea larvae, detritifhages, organic matter recycling in burrows and nests. That's where the non-obvious ecology begins. The larvae feed on detritus, often on the feces of adult fleas, flea dirt, digested blood, as well as other organic matter. That is, the flea as a species lives in two modes at once. Adult, parasite. The larva is a garbage processor in the microenvironment. 7. Glue for the burrow/nest microcommunity. A burrow or nest is a small ecosystem. Ticks, beetles, fly larvae, bacteria, fungi. Fleas add a constant flow of organic matter there, through flea dirt, and thus fuel this system. 8. Food for predatory invertebrates in nests and burrows. Not everyone thinks that someone eats fleas regularly, but in birds' nests, for example, there are beetles and other invertebrates that can eat fleas. It looks small, but at the microcosm level, nests are an important bundle. 9. Participants in the life cycles of other parasites. There is a well-known connection. The tapeworm Dipylidium caninum uses fleas as intermediate hosts. Flea larvae can ingest the eggs of the parasite, and infection completes the cycle when the host swallows the flea, for example, during grooming. This is not a function for good. This is a function for the biosystem to work. The species are connected. 10. Indicators of environmental conditions. Humidity, shelters, hosts. Fleas depend on the microclimate. Larvae need protected, suitable conditions. Therefore, spikes/dips in fleas often reflect where the owners are resting, how the burrows/beds are arranged, what is the humidity and temperature. One unexpected effect that is often overlooked. The most unexpected effect is this. Fleas don't just change your health. They change the behavior of the host, which means its role in the ecosystem. The animal spends more time grooming, he gets less rest, he feeds less. Otherwise, he chooses places to sleep. And this little bit adds up to big shifts. Who will have time to gain fat by winter? Who will survive the period of shortage? Who will leave offspring? The flea is small, but the pressure is systemic. 10 unusual facts about fleas with detailed analysis. 1. Fleas are a separate group of insects, not a fly, not a bug, not a tick. Their group is called Siphonaptera. 2. Larvae do not drink blood. Blood is an adult strategy. The larvae feed on detritus and often flea dirt from adults. 3. Complete transformation, 4 stages, egg to larva, to pupa to adult flea. 4. Larvae can eat flea eggs and even each other. In some cases, egg eating, cannibalism, is noted. 5. The doll is a standby mode. Pupae in a cocoon can wait out unfavorable conditions and come out when a host and suitable environmental signals appear. The general logic of the pupal life cycle and stage is described in the official reviews. 6. The feline flea is one of the most famous generalists. It often parasitizes not only cats but also other animals, including dogs, and can bite humans, not as a house, but as a snack. Related pathogens for some flea species are described by the CDC-7. The most legendary plague vector is the rat flea Xenocella chiopes, is indicated as the primary vector of Yersinia pestis. 8. Fleas are the cause of not only bites, but also allergies in their owners. Animals, especially pets, have a pronounced allergic reaction to bites. This is an important part of their influence on behavior and condition. 9. Grooming really kills statistics for fleas. This is not just an observation. Research shows that grooming is effective in removing fleas, and infection increases the frequency of grooming. 10. A flea can be an intermediate host of a tapeworm. The link with Dipylidium caninum is real, described in scientific materials. The eggs are eaten by flea larvae, and then infection occurs through swallowing the flea. Conclusion. Fleas are not just disgusting. These are parasites that trigger defensive behavior, rebuild the microcosm of burrows and nests, integrate into chains of parasites, and sometimes become carriers of dangerous infections. Small size, a large system role. If it was useful, subscribe. Here we analyze living creatures in such a way that it becomes clear who keeps nature in working order and how, and write in the comments. What surprised me the most was that flea larvae don't drink blood, or that fleas can change animal behavior through grooming.